Hey diddly hoodly hoodoo! Hello everybody!
We're keeping that in.
I don't like all these intros. We've never come up with a scripted one, guys. It never feels right. 50, 100 episodes in, I'm
54.
just like, hi.
Why don't you leave comments below on what you think our intros should be?
Yeah.
Someone write me a new script every week and I will read it out as the intro. Whatever it says. Within limits. Elon, fuck off.
Why does he keep bringing him up?
Yeah, by the time this comes out, well,
We'll
by the
all
time this
still
comes
be
out,
angry at Elon.
he'll have done a new thing, to be honest.
That's true, that is true.
Yeah. Oh, Elon, what did you do this week?
Anyway.
Hello!
Hi!
Welcome back to Demons and Daughters, a very gay Regency era D&D show. That was my intro.
You know what, let's scrap the whole thing, we'll do it again. Hi, welcome to Demons and Daughters.
No.
This is Damsels in Dicestress.
Intro. And we're back.
And we're back.
Back, doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
That's funny, I might come
Ah, well, shall we? It's evening time.
8 o'clock perchance.
It's 5 minutes to 8 in the evening.
Got my sanding stone
Right.
by me.
Everyone's sitting by their sending stones.
I think after it happened, I presume she would have talked me through what that means, and that I have new abilities, and then I would have gone to just have quiet time in my room and let everything settle. And yeah, by the time 8 o'clock comes round, I will be sat on my bed holding the stone. So I'm waiting for 8 o'clock to show up then.
I've been researching.
Sure. Roll an investigation or history check, I guess. No, I guess just investigation.
That's annoying. I get advantage. Oh, I get advantage on that too. If it's about information for. So, that's cool. Which dice to use? Rubbish. 16?
Sure. On a 16, yeah, there's a lot of information to go through. Lots of it contradicts each themselves. There's some describe her as a hideous beast of darkness that prowls the lands, eating children. Others describe her as the first wife of Adam in the Bible, this sort of stuff. Others just describe her as just a scheming, lying, conniving, queen of hell, a seductress, a temptress, blamed for... There's a long list of things she's blamed for the human condition. Drunkenness, sex.
Periods.
Yeah.
No, that's Eve.
Goes on and on. And you can just sort of pick and choose what you think might be valid. You don't find anything good about her because, of course, she's a demon, so...
Yeah.
No one's like, oh, she's not so bad. Just have to get to know her a little.
Does Lucas find anything in Share?
Very similar,
Okay.
but in Latin.
Yeah. I didn't know if, like, because it was an older book, it would have, like, other things. Around 8, I would have gone to B. I'm assuming we've got Harold with us as well.
Yeah, I feel like we're in the communal area, just waiting. But with the stone, only I can hear it. It's in my head, isn't it? So I'll just have to relay that information back to you.
Alright, I will set, like, when it, like, I think I hear the clock in the hallway, like, strike 8, and I will say through the stone, they are willing to meet tomorrow. Let us know if you've confirmed time and place, and we will be there.
I relay that word for word.
Sure.
To both you and Harold. Alright, and then I'll reply, Velvet Masquerade, midday.
We didn't check with them. We're just showing up.
Yeah. We are showing up. They're unaware.
Unannounced.
Unannounced, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Have we had dinner time in the Viscount's house?
8 p.m, yes, I imagine.
Okay.
It's almost supper time.
Then I'll go looking for either of them.
Sure. You'll find her in her boudoir and him in his office, his study.
I'm gonna go and see him. I will go and knock on his study door then.
Oh, enter.
Good evening, my lord.
Oh, good evening, darling. Dear. Please, come in.
All right. It's not a long visit.
Feel free to sit regardless.
All right, I will. I only wanted to let you know that I have received word from the others, and we are to meet at midday at the Velvet Masquerade.
Very good.
I'm not sure who will be there, but certainly Miss Bronte and Miss Pentecost. Mr. Pentecost himself, I hope, will be there.
Yeah, fascinating. It's a wise place to meet, I think.
Yes, we thought nobody would suspect us there, and we will also be able to speak freely.
Let us hope that, yes, we've managed to keep our clandestine location secret.
Yes, I would hate to be endangering anybody there.
Well, we'll make extra special care as we travel there.
Yes. It may be that Madame Beatrice asks or would like to be somewhat included in the conversation. She's aware of some things, but I don't believe everything.
Well, how much is some things? It's a very long yardstick.
She is aware of things that we can do. She is aware that's the mess our fathers were tangled up in.
I see.
I'm not sure what she knows about you.
You haven't divulged.
Well, I've not seen anybody there since you, and I'll look down at my wrist. Except for the funeral, which was clearly neither the time nor place.
No, of course.
What the others may have said, I cannot say.
I see. Well, thank you for your honesty.
I'll be ready to leave then, for tomorrow.
What time did you say?
Midday. They expect us to be there.
Very good. We'll leave around 11 then. We'll take our time getting there. We'll take a more clandestine route, keep an eye out.
Yes, I think that's wise.
Very good.
Good evening.
Oh, may I ask you, how does it feel to be one of us now? It's good, isn't it? The new power.
I just look at him, and then I turn and I leave.
Bizarre young lady. Okay. So then the next day at 12?
Can I do something before it's the next day?
Yeah, I want to speak to Agatha as well.
Do you want to do your thing first? Because I've just...
I just think that we need to decide how much we're willing to let Madam know. If she asks to be in the room with us, are we saying yes, or...?
I feel like it's not entirely her business, but it is her house, so if she wants to be there.
Alright.
And... well, she knows surface level information, so... I suppose it won't come as a shock to her
And
too much.
Alright.
Were you going to say something?
Only if she starts asking for a way to get power for herself, what do we say? Obviously we can't know how everybody else will respond, but I wanted to know what you thought.
I'm not sure.
Alright, we'll see where it takes us then.
Yes.
Okay. I'll go back to researching. And then get a full night's rest beforehand.
Sure. Roll a d4, bitch. No. You can roll a d10.
Really?
Nice.
I didn't take any of my, I've not prepped any D10s.
What a
because...
kind boy.
Prepped.
Yeah. Which
It's
one
a
am I
dice,
going to
you
use?
just roll it.
I'm going to use my Talia when it feels good. 7.
Nice.
Thank you, nice DM.
Does anyone else need to heal?
No, I'm all good,
I
thank
do,
you.
but before I go to bed, I'm aware that I feel more powerful as a sorcerer, as well as the new things that I can feel. And I just sit in my room and I'm thinking about a spell that Lucas taught me about, but that I was never powerful enough to achieve. And I'm wondering if maybe now I can. And I sit there for quite a long time just thinking about it and going over the movements that are described in the book and the words and how it was described. And I just think about it for a really long time. And I'm kind of curled up in a ball, on my bed. And I close my eyes and I attempt to cast Sending to Gilbert Bronton. And what I'm attempting to say is also 25 words. We're following your clues. Where are you? How do we find you? Talia's okay.
There's a 5% chance of it reaching if they're on a different plane.
Okay. You send this message out there. You wait for a response. Nothing comes.
Okay. With Sending, do you know if it's gone through? Because there are some times that you know that it's been received and other spells where you don't.
I've said what I've said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. I think she just hopes that even if he's not been able to respond, maybe somehow he's heard, and maybe that's been a comfort. And that's what she tells herself. as she like curls up in bed and tries to sleep.
Mm.
And then do I get to reroll hit points?
Sure.
What am I rolling?
Whatever you want.
Whatever I want. A D20.
D6.
Rude. Okay, I know I want to use this one. Don't fail me now. 6!
Nice.
It didn't. Yeah, it didn't fail me.
The next day comes. The sun rises. Cock crows. Not to be confused with cocks rising and suns crowing.
That's what happens at the Velvet Masquerade.
That's my line. Okay. That was in the script. You obviously didn't read it properly.
I forgot we were scripted.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you all head to the Velvet Masquerade.
Mm-hmm.
Right. In our separate carriages.
Yeah, we'll like sort of.
Who gets there first?
Should we roll for it?
Sure.
What? Whoever gets highest.
Yeah? Well, any one of you needs to roll.
Oh Jesus, Morne!
I got a 5.
I got a 9.
And you go for
You get this.
What a bonkers way to try and roll. Yeah.
Okay.
So we. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You help Harold out of the
Yeah.
out of the thing. It takes him a little bit. He holds on tight as he's getting down.
I'll like offer an arm to him.
Yeah.
No,
I'm gonna take his arm.
Talia, we need to look strong.
Yes, and we will when there's people around. Would you like to do the honours? What I say once we get to the door.
Very well. So he's got a fancy little cane that he's picked up and he's walking that with that in his good hand. His other hand he's tucked it into his pocket, so it just looks like it's in his pocket. Because it is.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I mean.
Uh-huh.
He just raps on the door. Stands up as straight as he can. And of course...
How tall is Harold again?
5'3", 5'4", something like that.
You're much taller than him.
Knocks the door. You hear some bolts drawing across. Richard opens the door. Surprised to see you all here.
We have a favour to ask.
Come on in.
Thanks.
And then he says whatever fake name that Harold gave.
Oh, it was
Reginald.
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 Richard. He comes in too. Well, I'll go fetch Madam, hey? I'm sure she'll be pleased to see you.
Mm.
Keep it civil, girls. And he heads on upstairs. A few minutes later, this glorious woman comes down the stairs.
And behind her is Madam B.
Wow.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We'll edit you out.
There's just a black box over me.
Redacted for your crimes.
She she comes down the stairs, one finger running down the banister, as she often does. Ah, what a pleasant surprise to have you all in my humble abode again.
Yeah.
Shall we,
We have a favour to ask.
I imagine that might be the case. Ah, well, why don't we all come with me? Into the ballroom, there seems to be many of us.
It
It leads you through, opens up the doors. You all head in, she closes the doors behind you. Well, I see you have found your father.
Yes.
It's nice to see you again. Yes, nice to see you again too, madam. I may have been here a couple of times before, girls.
Diamond!
Very funny. Yes, I think we have much to discuss, so shall we get to that?
Yes, we needed a middle ground. We've got a meeting today. And I'm afraid here is the only middle ground.
I see, and who are you planning on meeting with?
The Viscount.
I see.
And his patron. No. No, yes.
No, don't.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Well, lots of people have patrons.
All right.
I see. Well, it is not the first time we have hosted a clandestine meeting of friends or indeed enemies. So, my worry is that he will bring some of the violence that he has brought upon you, but you would not have suggested that. I, of course, trust you all completely. So yes, let us do this thing. And when is this meeting?
What time is it?
Yeah, what time is it?
It's 12.
They'll be here any minute.
I see. You were very, confident, I suppose. Very well.
I mean, you can send us out if you want.
No, I would not send you out into the world. It is a dangerous place, after all. Well, then we perhaps should set up some sort of arrangement here. Very well. She heads out, gives a little clap. Zach appears out of nowhere. He's like, yes, madam, what can I do for you? We're going to have a meeting here very shortly. I want you to bring in the grand table and set it up with some chairs. That will be all for now, thank you.
Do you want some help?
Yes, please.
I'll go with Zach.
It's just, yeah, we have it back here. Doesn't get used much, and we keep it nice so it keeps, like, grease and other things off the table if we...
Mm-hmm.
It's in storage. Yeah, just, follow me.
Mm-hmm.
And you go off to do that. Madam Beatrice, if I could, perhaps have a private word with you, upstairs, Howard says.
It's a good job I'm
Don't,
not there.
yeah, you're not there, so I was like, don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that.
Why can't I hear?
It's because it's a private discussion, dear.
Is it about this situation or?
Diamond!
It's a private. You don't get to say that. You're not there.
I just like the idea of Talia walking around trying to figure out where Diamond is.
Because if it's about this situation, I would much rather know. But if it's something that, you know,
It's a private conversation.
all right.
Don't worry. We won't be long, I'm sure.
Sure.
It's a conversation.
Okay. Off you go.
Yes, I will.
Use protection.
He goes upstairs with Madame Beatrice and they have a private conversation. About this time, you arrive. Just the three of you?
Yeah.
How did you arrive? How did you get there?
Well, I think our carriage took... I think that's why we're late, is because we were taking secrecy very seriously. So we took like a bit of a weird route.
Also did that.
But yeah, we
Switched
pull
carriages
up.
a few times.
Yeah, I think we get out like down the road, like we stop at the pub and then we walk. But we walk down sort of like back alleys so we're not seen. And then I will go up and knock on the door.
Cool. The door, just one latch comes off the door. Richard opens the door. Ah. See the rest of you are arriving.
Everybody else is here then?
Yes, they're all, in the ballroom. Come with me. I'll show you the way.
Thank you for letting us do this here.
Of course, it's one of the many services we offer, dear.
I'm sorry I had to leave so early. I just hope that you're all doing well.
Thank you. Come on in then. Close the door. Bolt, bolt, bolt. Leads you to the ballroom where Aggie is.
Where's everybody else?
Talia is helping Zach bring in the table, and my father and Madam B are having a private conversation, whatever that might entail.
Oh.
In the background, you can hear Zach, pivot! Pivot!
Alright, well, I suppose we'll wait then for everybody.
Zach, if you say pivot one more time.
You just need to turn it at an angle. And then you quickly appear with a large table being pulled back into the into the ballroom, and then you fetch the chairs and whatnot. All get set up, and then you all sit down, and then Madam B comes back down with Harold. And then you can hear the sounds.
Agatha would know if they look exactly like they did before.
Can I roll insight on...
Sure.
Keep in mind, you'd know exactly what they look like.
I feel like there's limits, but...
That's a 14.
He's a bit out of breath.
Oh!
He has just
Yeah,
come
but
down
it's
the
that
stairs.
from coming downstairs.
He didn't come down the stairs, that's for sure.
Ew.
Grow up. No, you don't know what they did.
Okay, cool. I don't know if I do, actually.
No, I'm telling you, you don't.
Okay, cool.
You can guess as much as you like. That's a free action.
Anyway,
Okay.
we sit down.
Yeah. You can hear and smell the sounds of some food being prepared. Some wine comes out. Just sort of, make the thing feel very official and meeting-esque. And you find yourself sitting at opposite ends of the table. 3 of you at one end. 3 of you at the other.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that's the group.
Yeah.
Weird.
Before Madam leaves, if she's leaving, I'll just sort of thank you for having us here.
It is my pleasure.
It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you well. How are you doing?
Well, these are difficult times, are they not? But
They are.
better, hopefully, for today.
Yes, please come sit down. Have them find.
How big is this table?
Oh, it's not huge. Maybe it would seat 10.
Okay.
So 5 down each side. So there's a small gap between which Madam B sits in between. Shall we begin this dialogue?
Rosalind sort of looks at everybody for a second, sort of trying to gauge, and mostly I think looking at Lilith and at Harold, sort of waiting for one of them to start. And then I look back at Madam, and then, if nobody does, I'll just take a little breath. Well, I suppose this was my idea, so perhaps I ought to begin. I know things have been difficult with all of us, and I know we are not the likeliest of groups, but we are all aware that, and I look at the Viscount, our engagement party is likely to be an eventful night, and if we are all to be there, I thought it best we form some sort of strategy. You, of course, and I turn to Lilith, it was your idea to host this event as almost a lure for them, to bring them to us. They caught us unawares. And this time they won't. But we need to all be willing to work together and to listen to each other. Are we all willing?
Of course, darling. Yes.
Harold?
Yes.
Well, and Madame, I'm not entirely sure how much you know, but try not to be shocked, I suppose.
think you have found very little shocks me, my dear. Well, we are off to a good start, are we not? We have established a rapport. We are all willing and able to pursue in good faith a discussion.
Now, I am sure, and again, I'm looking at Lilith and Harold more than anybody else. The two of you are, I am sure, the most experienced in matters of this nature, and I am sure you have your own ideas on how we might proceed. I've been trying to work out how it is that we can deal with a large number of people at once. If people, creatures, whatever they are. Because if it is the plan to invite many of them, then we need to be prepared that we will be entirely outnumbered.
Is there any way of keeping them in the room? Like they tried to keep everyone in the room? I'll sort of say and then look at Lilith.
We'll edit that bit out. Well, my dear, I would imagine there were a few tricks I could pull off to put up a few barriers into people's ways.
And would that stop us being able to get out as well?
I imagine I could apply a few tweaks to allow certain individuals to pass through.
Or perhaps we could trap them in a space. I am not sure if the venue has been decided yet, but say we kept them on a lower level and...
of course the venue was decided. It would be at our max, of course.
Of course.
I mean, there's no real question about it.
Of course. If there is a way of keeping them trapped on perhaps a lower level and attacking from above or from outside, that they may not escape.
I'm not going to be very useful if we do that.
True. But if they are trapped, then... My lord.
Yes.
Yesterday, when we were talking about the children, I had a thought that... Would there be a way not to do what they did, but they were able to open something, were they not? And they brought that thing through that we saw and Well, would it be possible to
send them back?
Yes. Of course, without doing what they did.
Yes, of course. I imagine if we worked together, we could probably come up with some sort of mass banishment spell. It may take some time and some engineering, but I suspect we could find a way without using children, as you said.
We have almost 2 weeks.
We will need to find a source of power for this. As you've probably found, the blood of children is something the demons find very useful in their magic. I, of course, don't partake in that sort of thing. And so I'm sure I can find some alternative source of enrichment for my spells. Of course, if you know of anything, feel free to speak up.
Other than the fact that some of us possess varying levels of power, I don't know if that would be able to be drawn off of, but I don't know if that's enough.
Cool, make a deception check.
-1, I think. 16?
I mean... How unfortunate. Well, if we can indeed turn Almax into our own banishment circle, we could perhaps tweak it. There will be a number of shocked humans involved, but the shock won't last too long for them. They'll be back before they know it.
You can do what you did to Archibald.
I perhaps think the overindulgence of alcohol would be to blame for them.
Right.
How would we keep them in and get the humans out?
Yes.
I would simply banish all of them, and then the humans will return.
I see.
You don't... I just thought you knew more about spells.
I don't have any.
Neither
well.
do I.
I've told you everything I know.
When you banish an individual, if they return to their home plane, they stay there. If they're not from there, they return after a short period of very little distress.
And do they remember that distress?
Not if they're drunk.
And do you choose the plane that they go to, or would the thing immediately be sent back to the plane that it came from? How many planes are there?
Just the 3. But we're getting off topic, aren't we?
But you think it's possible then to trap them and banish them all at once?
Certainly, if we can find a way to power such a large spell.
What sorts of things do we need?
Well, magical items that can be used as a conduit to increase the power. Of course, if you have anything left over from those heady battle days.
Sort of look at Harold.
So, we all know what you're getting at, Lilith. Fine. We can supply something.
So when we ask for magical items, we get a no, but when she asks for things, it's a yes?
She's not asking for magical items.
Oh.
Then what? We are all sat at this table, we all should know.
She's asking for God's blood.
I see.
I thought you might have some.
Were you there?
Where?
Back then when it happened?
Of course.
Could you perhaps tell me about it sometime?
Perhaps sometime. Well, shall we remain focused on the topic at hand?
Yes. So I suppose we do a trick similar to they did and enforce a dance with everybody. That they must all be in the same room at the same time.
Yes, even if we don't get them all, if it's enough to even the odds a little.
Yes.
This would be good.
Of course. The trouble is, they know we know something, so they may come. I'm not sure how long it is wise to leave it before we try this. How long they will go on pretending. If they simply arrive intending to attack immediately, it may be best to have something in place as soon as possible.
Yes, but if that was their goal, Would they not surely have sent overwhelming numbers at us in the first place, and would we not be all dead?
I suppose.
It is a mystery.
But those who have been replacing members of the Ton do appear to have been living their lives somewhat normally. So
Yes.
it seems to follow that, at least for a time, they would behave in a similar way at the party.
Well, let us certainly hope so. Because judging by the numbers and the ball we attended, we would be gravely outnumbered, even with the power we do have.
And if it goes wrong, what do we do then?
May the best man win?
We run.
Hmm.
You're certainly welcome to fight it out. I wouldn't recommend it.
All right. Then we have 13 days to prepare.
Sure, you tell me, you're the players. I don't keep track of dates.
I think it is, because it was 2 weeks when we decided, which was like...
That was...
It's now the 29th.
Yeah.
And it was the 27th when it was
So
decided.
12 days.
Okay, 12 days.
I don't even know which month you're talking about.
May.
May.
Cool.
We've not even been away from home for a month.
Yeah. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
So, within the next 12 days, we will see about getting you what you need to perform such a thing. And we invite them. If we have booked out Olmax for the evening, I am sure that we will be able to survey the space before it opens and lay whatever rituals you need.
Yes, and we'll have to organise the decorations, of course. I'm sure we can find something particularly special for them. We'll probably book out the previous 2 days as well to give us time to prepare there.
Yes. And we'll stay in constant communication. Any preparations we do there, we could all be there so that we know what the boundaries are of the spells. and we should devise some sort of signal for when it is to happen. I'm not sure what.
Perhaps an owl.
Well, I suppose just a special dance that everyone is required for.
I was going to say maybe a particular piece of music, and once we hear the opening notes, we...
Well, of course, everybody will have to be there for our first dance. That would be the logical moment.
Yes.
Something about an owl?
Never mind. It's just a joke from a while ago.
I think that I'll need to see. I'm not quite at fighting strength yet, and I'm not sure I have enough time to heal naturally before the fight.
Well, I can help.
This is what I was getting to. We will have to... We can't be separated for 2 weeks because I won't be able to...
If I see you every day and heal you every day, then perhaps that will be enough.
If that's allowed.
Yes. I, of course, will have to preserve some of my strength for training. I would like to learn some of the new things we talked about before. I want to go in prepared, but whatever energy I can expend, I'll spend healing you and anybody else who needs it.
I'm sorry, what is this? New things?
Well, I still know only a few spells, Mr. Pentecost. I should like to be a little more able before I go into a vastly outmatched fight.
But I don't understand why you would be learning that from this woman.
Just look at him. And then I look away.
Oh, it's a natural 20. His face goes ashen white. What have you done?
What needed to be done?
He turns to Lilith.
Mr. Pentecost.
How could you?
Mr. Pentecost.
She does not belong to you.
Mr. Pentecost, it was my choice. I know you probably think that I'm some stupid, naive, vain little girl, but I am not that person anymore. And unfortunately, because that's what everybody thought of me, my father did not give me any skills.
Shh. Everybody, we will remain calm at this table. Now, we understand. New information has come to light. Rosalind, you have obviously surprised Mr. Pentecost, dear. Mr. Pentecost, you are angry, I can tell. Let's take a moment to breathe. Now, for my sake, can you explain what it is that you have done?
I'll look to Lilith and the Viscount to kind of ask if it's okay, sort of non-verbally.
Mm-hmm.
Lilith is the source of the Viscount Sullingham's powers. She enables him to do the things that he can do. That's why he's so powerful. I have made the same deal with her, that she may help me become more powerful too.
I see. And Mr. Pentecost, you have history with this woman that gives you reservations? Not history, I know who she is. Well, at the moment, everybody at this table is an equal. And they will treat each other with respect, Mr. Pentecost. I just think people are getting in over their heads, making decisions they shouldn't be doing, with the wrong people, despite the circumstances. There are things happening you can't take back.
I am well aware. Mr. Pentecost. Thank you, Madame. Mr. Pentecost, if I may speak honestly, the things you and Mr. Bronton and my father did were also things you could not take back. I began doing things I could not take back when I found the ring in his study and I decided to take it. And I will never know what my life might have looked like had I not done that. But it led me here, and to a place that I was wholly unprepared for. Now I know that from your perspective, you had no reason to ever include the three of us in any of your lives. Not really, but we found our way there. And because of the three of yours inaction, we have been beaten and bloodied and we have suffered and we have had to find our way in the dark. We have got by and gained the powers we had on what scraps you had left for people who were not even us. Mr. Pentecost, I have found myself, and I mean no offence here, my Lord Viscount, of course, to save my brother's life, I had to give myself to the man who did this to me. And And there is no one there who can teach me to be a sorcerer. And if I want to live, I have done what I have had to do to live, to protect the world and the people I care about. And I don't think I should be judged for that, any more than you should be judged for your choices.
Well said, my dear. Rosa, you say you've witnessed our inaction, but I've lost my 2 best friends.
And I'm very sorry for that. I do not want to lose mine, so I will get whatever power I can to stop that happening.
I fear they have lost you.
I'm here, am I not? Harold.
Enough. We have a decision. We have an agreement. I will stick to it. I'll give you what you need. For the sake of this world and these girls. If I ever find out you had something to do with what happened to my best friends, my family, I will gut you, no matter what power it takes. Good day to you. Good afternoon. And he gets up.
I'll help him up.
And he walks out. And that's where we're going to leave today's episode.
Nice.
Oh my god. Okay.
Tell us what you think.
Me.
Give us some intros. See you next week.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow us if you want to see more and get notified. Yeah, we'll see you next week for who knows. Mwah.
Oh my god.
Thank you for being here.
Some